Tara Cherie here, and it's really good to be here with you from my home office. And I just wanted to give you just a little word of encouragement today. You know, I tend to schedule out my content ahead of time, and I really pray for you guys and my viewers. And if you're a first-time viewer, I just want to welcome you. If you've continued to view for a while, I just want to encourage you with that as well. And just that, you know, I love having you here, and I'm so glad that you're here, and it's a pleasure and it's an honor. And we meet every Tuesday and Thursday, by the way, at 12:50 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So definitely feel free, if you've got some time, to jump on and just connect and see what we're about. Yeah, you know, every Tuesday and Thursday is a different topic. You don't have to have any certain affiliation or be affiliated with a certain person or anything like that. This is strictly just for encouragement and tips and tools and strategies to bring you value each and every week. And just so you know, that when I went to schedule this, I had no idea what I was going to talk about. Even before I came here today, I had no way of knowing exactly what I was going to discuss with you today. And we had some surprising news last night where we found out we have a little one that's due on the way. And she's a little over 37 weeks. We're having another girl. And I found out last night that I'm going to have to be induced. And then I realized today, just a few minutes ago, like a couple minutes literally before coming here, what it is that I was supposed to share with you today. And I really just want to encourage you. I want to encourage your heart. And I just want to let you know that even though sometimes things don't appear as though they are, does not mean that the better good is not working on your behalf. It does not mean that the universe is not working on your behalf. It does not mean that God is not working on your behalf. There are plenty of things going on beyond the scenes that maybe you may or may not know about. But it's just a matter of what's going to happen in your life next. And sometimes these are things that we can't plan for. I'm sorry, I've got to go get my charger, my cord, and I wasn't planning on this. I was actually planning on doing this video from my basement here. But at any rate, in my home office, I keep my home office in the basement. At any rate, though, and not trying to jump all around across the screen, and I apologize for that. I just want to make sure that I have what I need in order to connect with you today. So just give me 1 second to be able to do that. But I just really wanted to encourage you, because sometimes things in our life happen that we don't always understand, and we can't always comprehend, and we don't understand the timing. But this is a time where we just have to really choose our faith over what it is that logically makes the most sense to us, right? You know, we get kind of caught up in that whole aspect of wanting to know and having to plan and budgeting and looking at numbers. And I apologize, my face is so close to the screen. Give me 1 second here. Sorry, you guys. Normally I'm more prepared than this. Okay. And anyway, there becomes a certain level and a certain point. Okay, I'm back in my home office now. There just becomes a certain point where we have to let go. And the things that don't make sense, we just have to trust that they're going to work out, right? And we don't always know how. We don't know what that looks like, what that entails, what that means. It could take on a whole lot of different meanings, but I just encourage you, if there's something that you're holding on to today, and you might even be a little bummed because it didn't go quite the way that you thought that it was going to go, I just want to encourage you that it's totally a-okay, and everything is going to work out for the better good. And sometimes we think that we have the best plan in place, But really, it's really the Lord that knows best, right? There's always, sometimes there's an even better plan than what we anticipate or what we could ever expect or comprehend or dream of. Nothing in our logical sense is going to make sense of that. Okay, that's a place where we have to really trust the outcome, even if we don't understand what that actually looks like. We just have to let go and realize there's a plan in place and things are lining up for a certain way. Sometimes it's actually even for our own protection and our better good. And we can't really see that in the moment. It's kind of like when you first plant the garden and you plant the seed and you're kind of nurturing and cultivating, right? Like you're doing all the steps, like you're watering, you're tending to, you're making sure the soil looks good. If there's any bugs, you're kind of like eliminating those, unless they're bugs that are good bugs for the plants that'll eat the bad ones, right? You know, you're always just looking to the garden and tending to it. But sometimes you could sit there and look at it and say, gosh, you know, that really doesn't look like much at the moment, you know, but deep down, in the end, below the soil is a deep root system. And maybe the vegetable or the fruit or whatever it is that you're growing, maybe is ginormous under the soil, you know, but you're never going to know until that moment where it starts shooting out of the ground. And some things are better grown under the soil where we can't see them. And that requires a higher level and measure of faith, you know, because we just look at that little teeny tiny leaf on top. Like, what could that possibly be? Should I just rip it out and pull it? Well, what good would a harvest be if we pulled the fruit or the vegetable before the time? It wouldn't be, you know, it would be miserable. It would be not all that it's cracked up to be, right? It wouldn't be as tasty or as crunchy or as soft or as juicy. It wouldn't be fully ripened. In other words, it would not have fully come into fruition yet. And so I just really want to encourage you that even though sometimes things do not look as though they are, we cannot judge the book by its cover, but we got to gain better understanding and step out in faith. And sometimes this means not understanding, but just understanding that you have to have a greater measure of faith. You have to really trust the outcome, and you have to trust a process. And sometimes that calls us to blindly follow in faith. But if we don't let go of that thing that's holding us back, or we try to make sense of something that's not meant for us to make sense in the moment, we could really be hindering a huge blessing from happening. And trust me, I'm like right in the middle of this. You know, I thought, you know, for example, I had a couple more weeks to work. I thought that, you know, I was going to have all the time in the world to just finish the little things that I wanted to get done. I was in the middle of wrapping up those loose ends. But you know what? I wasn't quite there yet. And then I had to realize, you know what? I'm just going to have to let go of this. When we realized that we were going to be delivering our daughter, you know, last night, we're going to be induced this weekend, my body just started going haywire. And it was one of those things, gosh, you know, I was talking to my husband about it, and he reminded me, he's like, you know what? Who cares? It could be for our protection. You know, maybe we're being protected from something. Maybe we're, you know, stepping out in faith on some things. And if we trust the plan and we follow directions of the people that we've been aligned with, that have been put on our path to take care of us, to take care of me and this baby, you know, then there will be a blessing in that obedience of following instruction. Even though I had my own idea of what I thought was going to look really good. And I was a little bummed because she's due like right around Christmas, and I just thought that'd be so cool. But then I just came to realize that, you know what? God has a plan for her. He has a plan and a purpose for her life and hope for her future. And who am I? You know, I'm mom. Yeah, I'm called to be her mom. My husband's called to be her dad. She's got 2 sisters that are really excited to see her. However, I have to trust that there's a bigger plan and there's a bigger purpose. And though I may or may not have all the puzzle pieces together, I can rest and be assured that there is a plan, and that whatever has not yet lined up, no matter what hasn't worked out just yet, God is still working on those small minor details. And I want to encourage you with that. Even though you have to let go in order to see the bigger outcome, it doesn't mean He's not working on your behalf. So you need to let go and trust the process. Stop trying to control or be that control freak, or try to mitigate that situation, or try to make sense of something that you just can't make sense of right now. Sometimes things in life require us to grow in our faith. And this is a lesson and opportunity for my husband and I specifically to grow our faith and to grow that faith muscle even stronger than it's ever been before. When you let go, you allow yourself to be open to more possibility and opportunity. So don't sit there and try to make sense of a door that may be closing or something that may be shifting in your life right now. Trust the process. And if the door shuts, it's because there was a greater plan for you. And the door is opening for you. But you've got to let go of some things and stop looking back in order to see what's right in front of you. Because you could be analyzing it so much and looking at all the little pieces that you really miss out on what it is that you were supposed to retain or obtain or receive. You could be missing out on the blessing of receiving something huge. And so stay on track. Stay encouraged that when things don't work out your way, they still have a way of working out. And you know what? They're truly working out for your better good and the better purpose for your life. And maybe God had a different plan, but it's the best plan. It's even better than the plan that you think that you have right now. Because let me tell you, your thoughts are not always His thoughts. Sometimes life changes, there's a shift. You know, you're going to take a different course of direction. You know, maybe you didn't get the blessing the first time all the way, so you're going at things a different route. But just allow yourself to be open. Allow yourself to receive. Allow yourself to grow. Allow yourself to build your faith. And you're just going to see a huge shift and a huge blessing. I can tell you that there have been things that have happened towards the end of this pregnancy I could not make up. They are all acts of God. Yes, I did the work. Yes, I put effort in. You know, yes, there were things that I did to sow into others that are blessing our family now. But I couldn't make this up. It's a huge blessing. And even though we don't have the final outcome and we don't know completely what that looks like, we trust because we see the blessing. We see the blessing of letting go and just being in that moment and walking things out in that faith. We see little by little the blessings coming and flowing. So just allow yourself to be somebody that's able to receive the blessing today. I hope that this encourages you, that it blesses you. I'm going to leave my contact information here inside of the comments, and I definitely encourage you to check this video out. In addition to that, I do have my VIP list. Even though I'm going to be delivering our little one, I still want to keep in touch with you. I'm still going to be doing content. I'm still going to be sharing from my heart. I'm still going to be doing that weekly email of encouragement to you. So I want you to be a part of that as we do free giveaways and all exclusives and really pick things up as things adjust and kind of iron out. I want you to be a part of that list because you'll be the first to receive that. You know, not everybody on my social media receives it first, but those on my VIP email list, they totally receive it. So make sure that you're first come, first serve, and that you're not missing out and that you're not second to finding out or that you missed it. because you weren't a part of that list. So I'll leave that in the comment section as well. I still am going to be taking coaching clients on a one-on-one basis. So if there's an area that you need to overcome or let go of, or if there's something that's been bothering you that you really want breakthrough with, I definitely want to connect with you. So I'm going to leave my link with the application. I'd like to do a 30-minute free consult. It doesn't cost anything. It's totally free. And I'd love to just pray with you, listen to you, see if there's anything that I can do to serve and help you. In the meantime, in terms of Facebook Live for this next week on Tuesday and Thursday, I'm kind of up in the air on that right at the moment. Yes, I said I'm going to keep going with these because I am, but I think I might need a week or two to kind of adjust to things. So just stay tuned to my wall and my Facebook Lives, and I'll be, posting, keeping you up to date. If I'm open to doing a Facebook Live with you, chances are I'll try to I'd like to at least do one a week if I can. So just stay tuned on Tuesday and Thursday this next week at 12:50 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we can take a look at that and see if I'm able to connect with you in that moment. Then I would be glad to, and I would love to do that with you. If not, just know that I'm thinking about you. I'm praying for each of you. I'm here if you want to reach out and message me. I may have a little bit of an adjustment time, but I definitely want to make sure that I respond to you. So stay in touch. Let's stay connected. And I will look forward to talking with you at some point next week. Have a great rest of your day and a great rest of your week. Bye for now.